In this video, I will wire up the A-pillar speakers in my Tesla Model 3 SR Plus. I'll be wiring this in parallel to the mirror tweeter, so that project will have to be done before this project takes place. I will start by removing this panel here. The first step is to remove this plastic panel here. To begin, gently pull back the rubber seal. Next, insert a wedge-like object and gently pry this piece out. Just note there is a connector facing downward on this piece, so you don't want to pry up and break off this tab. There is one other connector holding this piece in place. This is a push pin connector, so all you gotta do is take a trim removal tool and pop this pin out. I'm going to begin to lift up this piece. Starting from the seat, make your way to the front of the car. When you're at the very front, pull back to remove this piece completely. This wire is the input to the tweeter. It will also become the input to the A-pillar speaker as well. In order to gain access to the A-pillar speaker, we have to open up the A-pillar. To do this, gently insert a wedge at the very top of the A-pillar and lightly pry outward. There are two push-type connectors at the very top, so be careful not to break these off. Once the A-pillar speaker is loose, pull back the gasket to pull down on the roof panel to gain access to the speaker wiring. So I'm pulling down on the roof panel. There's just not a lot of room to work with in here. I'm going to pull out this connector using a pair of pliers. I'm going to cut the wire as well. And here I have the splice connector. With this new parallel connection, I already have one end of it T-tapped into the existing wiring. On the other end, I'm using posi twist to connect this wiring to the harness that I cut off. You can use any type of connection. I am going to put the polarity of the wiring harness on the screen. And once you're done, the plug can go back into the A-pillar speaker. Once the wiring has been completed, I'm going to run this wire up the A-pillar. The speaker wire can easily be tucked behind this rubber seal. Once the plug has been plugged back into the speaker, we can begin to put the car back together. When putting the pieces back, make sure to be gentle. Put back the big plastic piece. The tip is to slide in the front first. You want to reverse what you did to remove this piece. last piece, push in the bottom part first. Once the bottom is in place, the top connector just locks into place. And this is how I wired up the A-pillar speakers on my Tesla Model 3 SR Plus. I had to make one small change to the wiring, and that's because I didn't realize the A-pillar speaker is not a tweeter. To do this, I moved the base blocker to after where the wire was T-tapped. Stay tuned for the next video where I install the OEM sub.